picture we took many years ago.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Alright, so if you're here from the previous video, you know what's up. Otherwise, if you are new here or don't know what this video is about, I'll lay it out early for you. This is a warning that this video contains spoilers for the new war. We are talking about leaks and prospective info today, and it includes a few things that have not been mentioned in any dev stream, uploads, or any other media yet. This is literally an early dive into the new war, and what I hope the game has in store for us in the future. You could consider it a mixture of headcanon and leaked info, so if you're ready for that, we can get started. If you do not want to be spoiled for content coming in the new war, then leave now. This is my last warning. I do not want to spoil you if you don't want to be spoiled. Also, if you watch this video, do not force it onto other people to watch, and don't spoil things for them also. If you must talk, only discuss this with people who are willing to discuss it. Don't be Pepega. This video is for people wondering if the new war really has what it takes to add lasting content to Warframe, and how much more is hiding beneath the hood from what they showed. What are we going to cover today? New equipment and gear, the Sentient faction, operator stuff, and new war levels. This isn't an encyclopedia, but everything that I know that hasn't yet been announced is here. Let's take a look at the stuff people are looking for the most after the main quest is complete. What equipment and gear will the new war bring? There are a few known things already, such as the teased Sentient bow seen on the dev stream. I assume that will make it into the final build, but there are also folders and hashed image files of a Sentient rifle. Now, while they can name weapons whatever they want internally, I highly doubt this is the bow. There was also rumors originally of an actual Sentient rifle coming, so I can only assume this is the said rifle. Unfortunately, no one was able to actually decrypt the files and grab pictures of the rifle itself, but this means there are at least two primary weapons coming with the mainline. Although in an earlier dev stream, there was this concept art for Sentient weapons. The right, as you know, was the Basmoon shipped with Scarlet Spear. The two weapons on the left are unknown, being a pistol and a spear gun. There is the possibility of this spear gun being the Sentient rifle added, but I don't think this is it. There have been rumors of more rifle-looking things, like I said, but well, we don't know. We also do know, though, that the Venado is coming, which was revealed in the dev stream. This is a scythe. These are the stats on it, which you probably have seen elsewhere in multiple videos, as well as mine if you watch the dev stream recap and new war reveal. If you haven't seen that video yet, you can check it out at the top right. Now, this Venado, if you actually take a look at the official New War support page and click on the Tenet reinforcements near the top, it will mention the Caliban collection. This includes the Caliban Warframe, the Venado Scythe, the Neurovire Sindana, and the Sporovire Sugatra. If you read more closely, you'll notice the Venado Scythe is stated to be forged from a limb wrenched off a fallen Eidolon. It doesn't look like anything coming from Terry Gaunt or Hydro, just keep this in mind for later. Now, let's talk about vehicles, specifically Necromechs. You've seen their power in Orphix Venom, and they hold an important role in the history of Warframe, being the prototype before Warframes came around. They were considered pretty effective at combating Sentients at the time who didn't have a proper answer to them. In the new war, you're going to discover another Necromech. This Necromech is called the Thanomech. However, it isn't going to come easy. I suspect it will play a key role in the new war itself. Why do I know this? It's actually coming broken. You're going to have to get each part of it in disrepair. The engines, helmets, arms, etc. You will also find dysfunctional full ones during the quest you cannot use as a precursor to making your own. The problem is you will not be able to repair this mech alone. It is actually too damaged to fully repair, which you will only learn after progressing the later acts. You will also come across another Necromech related quest item. I don't know if this is another Necromech or some robot machinery piece, but it is called a Tefila or Tefia. This Tefia will also be in disrepair, and you will also be able to find some of them lying around. You will be using the arms, mask, helmets, skeleton, engines, and more of both the Thanomech and Tefia to recreate an old war Necromech hybrid consisting of both models. That last part is my conjecture, but based on some of the things I've seen and read, it appears that this is going to be the case. Nevertheless, both of these mechs are going to play an important role in the story. This particular final Necromech is labeled a Tefia Thanomech. I don't know if there's going to be a new name for it in the final patch on Wednesday, but we are getting a new mech out of the new war. It also has a new exalted weapon, different from Bone Widow and Void Rig. I don't exactly know what it is or how it works, but it appears to be made of 4 separate parts. It will be interesting to see how this Tafia Thanomech will fit into the meta, but I believe it will play a strong role in the story of Act 2 and 3, as the final trailer revealed that the Lotus arc of the new war only encompasses Act 1. I believe this new Necromech is going to have pretty interesting abilities, seeing how it's made of 2 separate models. There's one last thing about the Necromechs. Infested Necromechs are coming. I have no idea how this will play into the story. I assume they will be aggressive to everything, but like I said, I have no idea either about how the lore behind these work, because that shouldn't be possible. It may hint at an infested evolution and potential opening into infested open world in the future, as long ago we remember they did start working on concept art for that, so it might have been recycled for this purpose. There seem to be additional Necromech files. I can't postulate how they relate to the existing mechs, nor the Tafia Thanomech, but it is there. So expect even more mech content than what I've said so far. The next topic is the Sentient faction. There are a bunch of new enemies coming. Not all of them are named yet, but the new ones include the Carrier Sentient, the Clothalist, the Delicolist, Ediac, Gargoyle, Melilist, and the Sentient Trooper. Now, some of these are definitely the ones shown during TennoCon and the final dev stream 158. There are a bunch of new enemies. I don't have mod pictures as they were not accessible. This enemy, if I had to guess, is the Gargoyle. Apparently it can do something special and is extremely dangerous. It sure does suit the name Gargoyle though. And the fact that it has a placeholder name generally means it is a more important enemy. This other enemy is responsible for capturing units and forcing them to undergo a transformation. We do not know what it does or how it interacts. Just don't get caught by this thing. If I had to guess, this is probably either the Clothalist or Carrier Sentient. But again, I don't know. Ballas is Ballas. We have seen this already. Now, the one thing you may have heard me say earlier is the name Ediac. Not Era, but Ediac. This is a named sentient that is in the faction bestiary, meaning it is an enemy unit. I don't see how it can be part of the Lotus Act, so expect this named sentient to play a vital role in Acts 2 and 3. Therefore, we know there's a lot more going on past Act 1, since we know the quest is supposed to bring the war to a close, but we're getting a new Necromech, and there is a yet to be revealed named sentient enemy. Finally, there's one last thing I have not mentioned. We are getting a 5th Eidolon, called the Esoptralist. There are no words similar to this except esotropia, which means inward turned eyes. Honestly, that's a pretty terrifying concept. Regardless, this is probably the enemy that the Venato drops from. Remember the text blurb on the New War support page about the Caliban collection? I'm theorizing it drops from this boss as a farmable drop and not a quest drop, because being forced to fight an Eidolon as part of a quest is quite a task to ask from the player base. We already know how the existing 4 Eidolons are like, and none of them are really a pushover. Okay, Ropalolist is, but it isn't a field boss. As a node boss, the fight is legit. So there are hopes that it is a farmable, proper field boss. This boss is also the reason I strongly suggest crafting a proper amp, because going from fighting Umbra to fighting an Eidolon with the Moat amp is a huge step up, and every single Eidolon in the game so far has required an amp. If Umbra was anything to go by, you do not want to fight the Esoptralist with a Moat amp. Hunters rejoice! Although I have no idea of the difficulty of this boss itself, nor any assets available to show or fight mechanics. This particular fight may or may not incorporate Necromechs too, as it definitely isn't going to be part of Act 1. We will just have to wait and see. The next part is operator stuff. It appears there have been updates to the folders concerning operator amplifiers. Yes, the assets are actually labeled amplifiers. I don't know if this means new amp parts or new arcanes, etc. It is very likely we are getting new amp parts, but this is entirely conjecture here. Don't quote me on this one, but there are new things coming related to operator equipment. I could not find any info on a new mechanic coming to our operator or focus schools, but that doesn't mean it isn't coming. It is quite hard to navigate this info, so bear with me. Finally, the new war levels. I can't show pictures because we have none. I also don't want to show the dumps, but what I can say is the new war is huge. Remember how I said that 5GB update for PC will decompile into 15GB or so of content, and how the game is currently 40GB only? Yeah. So there is an insane amount of assets for level design and stages for New War. It's unprecedented. Even more than I've ever seen for any update in the past. So what we've been shown, and what's in Act 1? It's only a fraction of the total content. I'd say Act 2 and 3 each alone is bigger than Act 1. Unfortunately, I have no info on the railjack components of the new war. This is all the info I was able to grab before the update releases. It isn't easy to do, and for obvious reasons, I can't name parties involved. Consider me as the outlet for this information. I'm hoping that this spells for a good future of the game, as there clearly is a lot of content in the new war that was never announced. Here's to the doubters. Oh yes, and because so many people said I failed to mention it last time, there are new Mesa and Volt Sentient skins in the new War supporter packs on the support page. I'm probably going to finally break my free-to-play status for these skins, as they are straight fire. You know it's gonna go on my Volt instantly. For more general info on the new war, packs, and accessories, as well as how to prepare, check out the links pinned in the top of the description and pinned comment below. That's it for the leaks today, Tenno. And as always, being a leak means you should take this all with a grain of salt. If this is your first time watching, feel free to leave a like, or better yet subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. 79.5% of you are not subscribed. I'm trying my best to get you new information out always as soon as possible, like I've done with covering Sisters of Parvos, Plaguestar, and now even new war updates. Stick around if you want to see interesting memes and builds on a nearly daily basis. I'm the first to get info and content out when new war drops. Don't want to miss out on any of that, do you? That'll be it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and see you all next time.